So at Richardson Kelburn Farm, obviously wheat is a big part of our rotation. And our yields on spring wheat have been improving over the last 3 or 4 years. And I don't say we're spoiled, but we're starting to push our yields with spring wheat. So at the start of the season, we're targeting 80 bushels the acre. That's kind of our yield goal, which I would say 5 years ago, I would have never expected that. That's always been kind of the area for a CPS variety or a winter variety to be in that high yielding area, or even the newer CNHR class. There's varieties in the past that have always yielded better than CWS varieties, but I think with our better planting capabilities, our better managing our populations, fertility, herbicide, fungicide applications, and obviously weather coming into play, we're able to push our yields on our CWS varieties much higher than I expected. So, growing a CPS or a CNHR or a winter wheat is still an option. The yields on those varieties are still very high and still have a very good yield goal. But in the past 3 years, growing a CWS variety has been very, very good for us. I think the fertility that we're doing with these varieties is much better too. We're managing our nitrogen better, either increasing our nitrogen levels, placing it better. We're increasing the rest of our nutrients, so like our phosphorus, potassium, and even adding sulfur into our blends as well to try and maximize yield and protein and just overall quality. So my fertility program over the past 10 years has been splitting my nitrogen. So I would apply about a third or maybe a little better than a third of my nitrogen at planting, along with my phosphorus and sulfur at planting. Then as the season progresses and I kind of get a handle on maybe what my expected yield goal is on my wheat crop, then I can top dress nitrogen in early June, maybe before the middle of June, and I can add or maybe not add as much nitrogen. So it's worked well for me. I don't have large acres to go over, but to me splitting nitrogen has probably maybe managed my nitrogen a little bit better. Allows me to adjust in season for what I think my yield goal is. And in the end, my protein has been, I think, maybe a little bit above average for what I've seen in the area too. So adding the nitrogen later seems to help. Obviously, it's a tough thing to manage, on a larger acre, because at that time of the year, you're also busy with herbicide spraying and finishing off a few other jobs too, and adding fertilizer into the program does add a little bit of extra stress to maybe the time of the year. But it's maybe not something a farm can do on large acres, but trying it on some smaller acres or managing some varieties a little different is maybe how we're looking at it. So it's some of the things we're obviously looking at is looking at these CWS varieties, pushing the yield, looking at different market opportunities, and managing them completely different. Another thing we're looking at with wheat varieties of pushing yields is adding a PGR or a growth regulator into our management system. So we're still trying to better understand how growth regulators work and when to use them. But I think as an agronomist or a farm customer, knowing your farm and your management and your fertility system, I think PGRs are something you can add into your farm when they're needed. I don't think it's something you would do every year, but according to your, maybe like I said, your management or your year or knowing your varieties, it's something you can take advantage to help push your fertility, maybe push your yields a little bit higher than maybe what you're expecting, and just try to take advantage of the capabilities of the varieties. 100 bushel wheat yield now on a CWS variety is not out of reach, so I think with these different opportunities or management capabilities or products are available, we're able to reach that. So I think it's something we can probably shoot for in the next few years, is try to improve our wheat yields. Wheat's fun to grow again, and the marketing opportunities are there. So I think we need to take advantage of what's available to us.